welcome to SVG-TV's news for Wednesday, December 22nd, 2021. I'm Triska Campbell with the details. The St. Vincent and the Grenadines Electricity Services Limited (VINLEC) is currently investigating an alleged oil spill at Lomans Bay following complaints by a number of fishermen in the area claiming to have observed oil on the waterfront, which they say have been affecting them for quite some time. Following a report carried out by SVG-TV News last evening on the matter, a team from VINLEC comprising its environmental health and safety and the engineer from the Petro-Carib facility visited the Lomans Bay power plant today, and according to VINLEC's environmental and safety officer Anthony Patterson, they found two evidence of an oil spill in the area.
This morning we went and we spoke with two fishermen who said they have personally witnessed oil on the water and on the beach. There needs to be a sort of a more concrete determination. We are not seeing anything, at least from our side, from our plant, from the Lomans Bay power plant, that would indicate that there was a spill incident. Of course, you know, the nature of such an incident, you need some further investigation, probably in the mode of testing, some actual analysis of the water, of the soil in the area. But there's no from our site visit this morning, we didn't observe any visible or detectable, at least with your senses, signs of a spill.
Patterson, however, said that further investigations will have to be carried out, noting that they are taking the concerns of the fishermen seriously, as the Lomans Bay waterfront is also used for recreational purposes.
When you have a rain event, right, you will have what we call stormwater or rain, runoff coming from various points. There's a drain that runs from our property down to the beach, but before that, stormwater runs off, as you'd expect from rain. Then it runs through the plant. We have a separator system, oil water separator system at the plant. So you really should not have that. Prevents you from having excessive amounts of oil in the water, or any stormwater, rainwater that runs off. Our drain joins with the Petro-Carib storage facility drain as well. But again, from their vantage point and from ours, we're not seeing any evidence of a spill event. So there needs to be some further investigation as to where, if it's not emanating from us, where else it may be coming from. So that needs some further tests and assessment.
Asked about the waste and water runoff allegedly from the VINLEC plant in the area, Patterson said that water could be coming from various points uphill, and they will further investigate the matter.
What the fishermen seem to be saying is that when it's the last heavy rains they seem to be something that they're seeing whenever it rains. So that is something that we would have to monitor, maybe the next shower of rain, to either immediately or during the rain, try to observe what is happening more closely, and try to then make a determination as to where this may be arising from. But as I said, I don't want to downplay their concerns. If you have a film of oil, it is indicative that there's something wrong somewhere. It's just that the extent of it needs to be determined, and whether or not how badly this may be affecting them also needs to be figured out.
Okay.
That's right. So we did discuss that with them as well, because my observation so far, at least our observation this morning, there was no smell of oil, and if there is oil in the sand, that needs some. The fact that you're not smelling it means that you and if it is there, then you also need to do some actual quantitative analysis, some chemical analysis to determine the extent of it, and then we can go from there. So that's one of the things that I'm going to be looking at in terms of the testing, and that's part of our engagement with the relevant authorities as well.
Patterson noted that VINLEC does not receive oil from vessels with the transaction done through PetroCaribe. Moving forward, Patterson said that VINLEC will engage with all stakeholders, including the fishermen and residents.
A number of operations, including residential, communities in the area. So there are a number of stakeholders, as well as government agencies, that one of which the fishermen say they would have reported to. So that's really what we're going to be looking at doing going forward, monitoring the situation along with the authorities. We have a number of government agencies, including the Fisheries Division, the Parks, Rivers and Beaches Authority, the Public Health Department, and so on, who will give us some further, guidance and their take on what may be happening, what may be contributing to this. Seeing an oil film, of course, on the sea may or may not indicate a major issue, but it's something that we are looking to do some further investigation into.
The government's vaccination policy, which has led to some of the nation's teachers and other public servants losing their jobs due to their refusal to get vaccinated against COVID-19, has been described by President of the SVG Teachers Union, Oswald Robinson, as a hurricane of wickedness. Speaking with SVG-TV News today on the picket line in front of the administrative complex, Robinson said that in this season, which should be a jolly one, many Vincentians are experiencing a bittersweet Christmas due to the government's vaccination mandate and the actions taken to get persons to comply.
And that is a category 5 or 6 hurricane that is causing a destruction on our land. The education system right now is in serious trouble. When I look at the caliber of my colleagues in education, quality teachers with over 20, 30 years of service, and we have a government putting quality education at the bottom of the table, not prior. Quality education is no longer a priority in St. Vincent and the Grenadines under this government. And that is the stage at which we are. So we are appealing to the parents. Open your eyes and see the teachers who love you so much, who have worked hard with your students in difficult times. Even up to the end of this year, there were teachers still going there and marking papers and writing up reports, and they love your children so much. And they have demonstrated their commitment on many occasions. And the government has taken away their jobs.
The Teachers Union president urged teachers and other affected public servants to continue to stand together, united in their fight.
Enough that we do the honorable thing. We can't put up with this anymore. Enough is enough. And we have to prepare ourselves to stand strong, to stand united, don't make anybody divide us. And we have to go forward. How could people look out for their neighbor in this time when you taking away people's salary, firing people, and you have nothing? How could you reach out to your neighbor? You understand what I'm saying? So it's a difficult time for us, but we are not going to give up. We are going to persist to the end.
Robinson said the union had its first hearing in its challenge against the government's vaccination policy or mandate yesterday, and they are awaiting the first respondent.
The first respondent is the Minister of Health. I had a battle with him when he was Minister of Education. When I saw him, he laughed at me, he said, "Robbie, I run from you now." I said, "When you run from me, jump, you copy the coffin. So I'm coming back at you now." I mean, I consider him to a very a nice person. You know, personally, I don't have any problem with him. But when it comes to executing that duty in policy and so on, I think I'm going to give you -0. You know, because it's time that we live up to the expectations of having a better society, a society that is caring, that is loving. You know, a fountain can't bring forth bitter and sweet. Can't bring forth salt and sweet at the same time. And I see people writing in the papers and talking about, look out for your neighbor.
The St. Vincent and the Grenadines Teachers Union protest action in capital Kingston will continue tomorrow in front of the financial complex. As the COVID-19 pandemic continues its surge globally with a new Omicron variant, governments continue to receive support in its fight to curb the spread of the virus. Today, Wednesday, December 22nd, 2021, a donation of 10,000 rapid test kits from the government and people of China and Taiwan were received by the government at Cabinet Room. Ambassador of the Republic of China and Taiwan to SVG, His Excellency Peter Shali Lan, on behalf of the government for Taiwan, along with the Internal Materials Co. Limited, presented the donation to Prime Minister Dr. Alf Gonsalves and the Minister of Health, Honorable Sinclair Prince. They received 5,000 packs of antigen rapid test kits and 5,000 packs of antibody rapid test kits. Prime Minister Gonsalves expressed his gratitude to the government and people of China and Taiwan and the ROC, namely the mayor of the city, Shemi Chen, chairman of the Internal Materials and Co. Limited, Kulu Lan Co., and chairman of Kobashong City International Exchange Affairs Associate Yihan Chen, who attended the ceremony virtually.
I don't think that the government and people of Taiwan need to think any further that in our country and among our people, we are not just friends, but we feel like family. We are quite close, and we appreciate this relationship. And as you say, it has been a very strong relationship through different administrations over the last 40 years, and long may it continue so to be. These test kits are really very, very helpful to us, and we are very grateful to the Kaohsiung City government, and I reiterate that, and to Eternal Materials. In fact, I love the name Eternal Materials. It's a wonderful name. I love it. And really, please come and visit. Come and visit us. And be with us, break bread with us, and strengthen our friendship. And the next time I'm in Taiwan, I'll come to Kaohsiung.
Prime Minister Gonsalves said a special thank you must be given to the workers who prepare the kits, making the donation a reality.
I want you to give very special regards to your workers, your intellectual workers, your workers on the shop floor, all your staff, administrative and otherwise, and of course all your scientists and everyone. Please tell them that we love them and we really appreciate these kits. Let them know that for me, please. Not just the management, but the workers themselves. Thank you very much.
And 26 new COVID-19 positive cases were reported from 156 samples collected on Monday, December 20th, resulting in a positivity rate of 16.7%. 13 new rapid antigen positive results were also reported on Monday from flu clinics. There are currently 2 patients admitted for COVID-19 at the Argyle Isolation Facility. 1 patient is fully vaccinated and the other patient is unvaccinated. 10 patients have also been admitted to the COVID-19 ward at the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital. 1 patient is fully vaccinated and 9 are unvaccinated. No new deaths were recorded over the reporting period. However, 14 recoveries were noted. 594 cases are currently active and 79 persons with COVID-19 have died. 5,810 cases of COVID-19 and 5,137 recoveries have been recorded in SVG since March 2020. Meanwhile, the U.S. Department of State has issued a Level 3 travel advisory for SVG in that persons should reconsider travel to the island due to COVID-19. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, has issued the Level 3 travel health notice for SVG, including a high-level COVID-19 in the country. The travel advisory indicates to visitors that their risk of contracting COVID-19 and developing severe symptoms may be lower if they are fully vaccinated with an FDA-authorized vaccine. The U.S. Department of State further advises persons to review the CDC's specific recommendations for vaccinated and unvaccinated travelers before planning any international travel and to visit the COVID-19 page of the U.S. Embassy in Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean for more information on COVID-19 in SVG. Arching through networks to be healed by Jesus, the light, is a theme under which 10-time winner for the Best Lit Private Home, Olivia Da Silva, is competing in the National Lighting Up competition this year. Da Silva turned on her lights over the weekend after months of preparation and thousands of lights installed on her property. Da Silva, who has won 6 consecutive years, says that she focused on healing verses from the Bible, which is relevant at this time.
Layers of lights. Now, 5 represent the 5 individuals who went to Jesus and were healed based on the theme. And the 6th one represents us. Us. See those men up there? They're representing us. So hence the reason why I have 6. And what we are actually doing there is holding hands and thanking Jesus. So this is the first guy that came to be healed. See him there? That's a leper. He knelt before Jesus and he said, "Sir, if you want, you can cure me." The guy that they brought to Jesus on a stretcher. You know, right? He's on his stretcher there. Going to be healed. Here now. The guy with the demon. The blue represents enclosure of a lake. The lake that the pigs, see the 2 pigs inside there? The 2 pigs rushed down inside the lake and the demons drowned.
Da Silva further explained the meaning behind every depiction of lights on her property, which she said has their own story, noting that this year she tried to outdo herself, but it was a bit more hectic.
It was not as easy as past years, I must say, because the wind was really high and it was raining, you know, tremendously all the time. So I was a little skeptical about what would happen. But in the end, I am satisfied with what I am seeing. Many times I read chapters 8 and 9. I never did that before, you know. So it's a moment for me when I give more time to listening to Christ and to being with him when I do this.
The elderly woman, who has been lighting her home since 2003, says that she gets satisfaction decorating her property even before she decided to enter the national competition.
In 2003, I used to be living nearby, and the lights I put up for my children, when they went over to Korea to judge, and they were judging houses, one of the employees there, you know, encouraged me. He said, "You have more lights than those who are entering this competition. Why not enter the competition?" And I didn't want to, and I was encouraged to do so. And that year I came second You know, so when I entered in 2003, yeah, I came second.
So you were already lighting before 2000?
Yes, for the kids.
The competition.
Yes, for the kids, you know. Put them in the spirit of Christmas, you know, put up a Christmas tree and put up some lights in the house and so on for them, so that they could feel that way. And then it became bigger and better.
90-year-old Abrams from Rowland Hill says that Christmas in SVG is nothing compared to when she was a youth. The elderly woman said in the 1930s, Christmas in SVG traditionally started in November and it was a lot of fun.
From November, they used to have people going from house to house singing. They used to say the serenading. From November right up to Christmas Eve. Boxing Day, they hear set of music. They'll have boom jump and they call it string band all through the season. The Christmas season, then the Boxing Day, they come from one village to the other and be together.
According to Abrams, there was no extravagance, which she feels is what took away from the fun and made the celebrations in recent times watered down. The elderly woman explained that what made up a gift bag back in the day, which she always had a whistle in it.
I don't think people didn't know about giving gifts. Not like now, people pass gifts one from one to another. For Christmas, even the children. All parents used to buy a basket. We used to call them, it made from cardboard, but Christmas paper used to go around them. So they used to pretty. They put a whistle in it, and that's for your Christmas. Some used to be big and some small. That was Christmas.
All you get inside is a whistle.
A whistle, sometimes, well, in the evening they might put a piece of cake or something in it, give you. Whoever bake cake, because it's not like now everybody is baking cake and make certain that you have your cake and your this and that for Christmas. Long ago, Christmas used to be just ordinary.
As it regards to food again, Abrams said there was no extravagance, but persons were always content.
Yes, they used to cook, but not as the cooking they have now. You know, this big extravagant cooking now, everybody trying to cook base that and the other. Long ago, it's just what your parents have, you used to have to take.
And what used to be the main menu?
Ginger beer. After they finish cooking and you eat, they'll give you ginger beer. They used to, some, not juicy was not in it at the time. They used this to cook the pork or the beef, whoever have it, but not as how they will cook it now, a big amount, you know. Parents will go buy 2 or 3 pounds, but at that time you didn't know nothing about the seasoning now, the amount of seasoning. Our seasoning was salt, pepper, and turmeric. What they call it turmeric now, we used to call it saffron. Christmas morning you get the bread with for your breakfast.
Abrams has 5 children and giving birth to twins twice. As to her physical health, she still does work around the house and said while life has changed with the pandemic, she hopes things could normalize and is hoping that carols and other songs can return as part of the Vincentian tradition of celebrating Christmas.